Be silent, family. Do not react. Do not respond. Do not let them pull you out of character. Do not give them the reaction they are working so hard to get from you, because some people are not coming to you for peace. They are coming to provoke you. Some people are not speaking because they want understanding. They are speaking because they want access to your emotions. Some people are not asking questions because they care. They are testing to see if they can still reach that old place in you. But this time, you are going to be silent. They will self-destruct trying to get a reaction out of you. Not because you are doing anything to them, not because you are wishing evil on them, not because you are trying to fight back, but because when people cannot control you anymore, their own pride begins to expose them. They want your anger, but you are giving them peace. They want your explanation, but you are giving them distance. They want your frustration, but you are giving them silence. They want the old version of you. And that is what they did not expect. They expected you to defend yourself. They expected you to send a long message. They expected you to argue. They expected you to post something. They expected you to prove that what they said hurt you. They expected you to react so they could turn around and make you look like the problem. But God is saying, hold your peace. Because not every battle deserves your voice. Some battles only deserve your distance. Some people only want a reaction because your reaction gives them proof that they still have power. But they do not have power anymore. Declare this with faith. I will not give them the reaction they are trying to pull out of me. Now listen carefully. They want a reaction because a reaction gives them access. They know what used to bother you. They know what used to make you explain yourself. They know what used to make you angry. They know what used to make you lose sleep, overthink, and question your own heart. They know the buttons they used to press. They know the wounds they used to touch. They know the words they used to say to pull you into confusion. But this time, those doors are closed. You are not the same person anymore. The old you may have responded quickly. The old you may have tried to prove your point. The old you may have felt the need to defend your name to people who were committed to misunderstanding you. The old you may have allowed one message, one comment, one insult, or one accusation to ruin your whole day. But the new you is different. The new you pauses. The new you prays. The new you watches. The new you understands that not every attack deserves attention. Not every accusation deserves an explanation. Not every person deserves access to your emotional space. They are trying to provoke you because they want to know if they still matter the same way. They want to know if they can still disturb your peace. They want to know if they can still make you step out of character. They want to know if the old version of you is still alive. But your silence is answering them. Your silence is saying, you no longer control me. Your silence is saying, I see what you are doing. Your silence is saying, I will not leave my peace to enter your chaos. And that is why they will keep trying. Pride does not like being ignored. Ego does not like losing access. But stay silent. Declare this, my peace is too valuable to spend on people who only want a reaction. And understand this, family. When people cannot get a reaction from you, they begin to expose themselves. They will say more, they will do more, they will try harder. They will push further. Because pride cannot stand silence. Pride wants control. Pride wants attention. Pride wants to know that it still has the power to disturb you. And when your silence shows them that they no longer have that power, something in them begins to panic. That is when they start revealing what was in their heart all along. They may start spreading lies. They may start twisting the story. They may start acting like you are the problem because you finally stopped responding. They may call you cold. They may call you distant. They may say you changed. But the truth is you did change. You healed. You grew. You learned. You became wiser. You stopped handing your peace to people who only knew how to mishandle it. And now, because they cannot get the old reaction from you, they do not know what to do with the new version of you. That is why they will self-destruct. Not because you touched them. Not because you fought them. Not because you tried to destroy them. But because their own pride will do what your silence never had to do. Their own words will expose them. Their own behavior will expose them. Their own frustration will expose them. Their own need to provoke you will expose them. So do not interrupt the exposure by reacting too soon. Do not jump in and defend yourself when God is allowing their character to speak. Do not get emotional and give them the evidence they are looking for. Stay silent. Let them talk. Let them reveal themselves. Let God show you who they really are. Declare this: they will not destroy me. Their own pride will expose them. Now this is where your discipline matters, because when they cannot get a reaction from you the easy way, they may try to get one from you another way. They may bring up your past. They may mention your mistakes. They may lie about your intentions. They may act like they are innocent while provoking you behind the scenes. They may try to make you look unstable, bitter, angry, or difficult. But do not take the bait. They want to provoke you, then blame you for reacting. They want to push you, then act surprised when you speak. They want to injure you, then accuse you of bleeding. But this time, you are not giving them that power. God is teaching you how to hold your peace, while He handles what you cannot handle. God is teaching you how to stay calm when people expect you to break. God is teaching you how to remain silent when your flesh wants to defend itself. God is teaching you how to trust Him with your name, your reputation, your pain, and your future. Because when God tells you to be silent, your silence becomes obedience. And obedience is protection. You do not have to answer every lie. You do not have to correct every person. You do not have to explain your heart to people who already decided to misunderstand you. You do not have to prove your innocence to people who benefit from making you look guilty. Let God speak. Let God reveal. Let God expose. Let God defend. There are battles you lose strength trying to fight with your own mouth. But when you step back and let God fight, He can move in places your words could never reach. So hold your peace. Stand still. Stay in position. Declare this: I will hold my peace because God is fighting for me. Family, you have to understand something powerful. Silence helps you hear what noise would have hidden. When you are always reacting, you cannot see clearly. When you are always defending yourself, you cannot hear God clearly. When you're always trying to explain your side, you may miss the signs, the patterns, the motives, and the warnings that God is trying to show you. But when you become silent, your discernment gets sharper. You begin to see who was only around you for access. You begin to see who was secretly competing with you. You begin to see who smiled in your face, but carried envy in their heart. You begin to see who only supported you when you were struggling, but became uncomfortable when you started rising. Silence reveals what noise conceals. That is why the enemy wants you emotional. The enemy wants you angry. The enemy wants you distracted. The enemy wants you so focused on defending yourself that you miss what God is exposing. But this time you are going to be still enough to see. You are going to be quiet enough to hear. You are going to be calm enough to discern. Because when God pulls you into a season of silence, He is not punishing you. He is protecting you. He is giving you clarity. He is showing you what conversations could never reveal. He is showing you who is for you and who is only pretending. Do not rush this season. Do not run back to people God is exposing. Do not explain away the red flags. Do not keep justifying behavior that God already revealed. If He showed you the truth, believe Him. Your silence is not empty. Your silence is where wisdom is growing. Your silence is where discernment is becoming stronger. Your silence is where God is teaching you how to move differently. Declare this: when I stay silent, God gives me clarity. Now watch what happens when you stop reacting. The same people who thought they knew how to control you will begin to lose control of themselves. They will not understand your calmness. They will not understand your silence. They will not understand why you are no longer explaining, defending, arguing, or trying to prove anything. And because they cannot understand your peace, they may try harder to disturb it. They may say things they know are not true. They may try to bring other people into it. They may try to make you look like the difficult one. They may try to act like your silence is pride, when really your silence is protection. But do not be moved. Their reaction to your silence will reveal their true motive. If they were really seeking peace, your silence would not anger them. If they were really seeking understanding, they would not keep provoking you. If they truly cared about healing, they would not keep trying to reopen wounds just to get a response. Some people do not want peace. They want proof that they can still affect you. They want proof that they can still control your emotions. They want proof that they can still pull you back into the same cycle God delivered you from. But this time, you are not going back. You are not going back to confusion. You are not going back to emotional chaos. You are not going back to begging people to understand your heart. You are not going back to explaining yourself to people who already know what they did. Let their behavior speak. Let their words reveal them. Let their frustration expose them. Do not interrupt what God is showing you by stepping back into the argument. Sometimes the greatest evidence is not what you say, it is what they reveal when you say nothing. Declare this: I will let their behavior reveal what my words never needed to prove. Now protect your peace like it is a divine assignment. Because it is. Your peace is not something you should hand over to every person who wants to disturb you. Your peace is not something you should spend on every argument, every rumor, every insult, every accusation, or every person who only wants access to your reaction. Your peace is valuable. Your peace is sacred. Your peace is part of your strength. And the enemy knows that if he can steal your peace, he can distract your focus. If he can distract your focus, he can slow down your progress. If he can slow down your progress, he can keep you emotionally tied to things God is trying to move you away from. That is why you must guard your heart, guard your mouth, guard your emotions, guard your attention, guard your spirit. Do not let their chaos enter your atmosphere. Do not let their anger become your anger. Do not let their bitterness become your bitterness. Do not let their confusion become your confusion. You can see what they are doing and still remain calm. You can know the truth and still remain silent. You can be hurt and still choose wisdom. You can be provoked and still refuse to react. That is power. That is maturity. That is spiritual strength. Not every battle deserves your voice. Some battles only deserve your distance. Some people do not need another explanation. They need to feel the absence of the access they abused. So stop trying to prove that you are peaceful to people who benefit from disturbing your peace. Stop trying to prove that you are good to people committed to making you look bad. Stop trying to prove your heart to people who only want to use your heart against you. Protect your peace. Walk away from the bait. Stay silent when your flesh wants to speak. Declare this: I will not trade my peace for a reaction. And while you are holding your peace, God is turning things around behind the scenes. Do not think nothing is happening just because you are not speaking. Do not think nothing is moving just because you are not defending yourself. Do not think God is silent just because He told you to be silent. Sometimes God tells you to be quiet because He is about to let the truth speak louder than your words ever could. While they are trying to provoke you, God is exposing them. While they are trying to make you react, God is showing you their motive. While they are trying to pull you back into confusion, God is confirming why they cannot go with you into your next season. That is why you cannot break your silence too soon. You may want to respond, but God is saying wait. You may want to explain, but God is saying be still. You may want to defend yourself, but God is saying trust me. Because God can defend you better than your emotions can. God can reveal truth better than your arguments can. God can expose hidden motives better than your long explanation can. And when God turns it around, people will understand that your silence was not weakness. Your silence was strategy. Your silence was obedience. Your silence was protection. Your silence was the place where God was strengthening you while He was exposing them. So let them keep trying. Let them keep talking. Let them keep reaching for a reaction that they will never get, because every attempt to provoke you is only revealing more about them. Every effort to disturb your peace is only proving why God told you to step back. Every trap they set is becoming evidence that God was right to remove you. Stay still, stay calm, stay prayerful, stay covered. God is not finished. Declare this: God is turning this around while I hold my peace. Now hear this clearly. They are not self-destructing because you are trying to destroy them. They are self-destructing because they cannot handle losing control. They thought they knew how to move you. They thought they knew how to make you angry. They thought they knew how to make you explain yourself. They thought they knew how to make you cry, react, chase, and defend your name. But now they are dealing with a version of you that prays before speaking, a version of you that watches before responding, a version of you that protects peace more than pride, a version of you that no longer needs to prove everything to everybody. And that version of you is dangerous to people who only knew how to control the broken version of you. They cannot manipulate what no longer needs their approval. They cannot trigger what God has healed. They cannot control what God has matured. They cannot pull a reaction out of someone who has already decided that peace is more important than being understood by people who are committed to misunderstanding them. So do not feel guilty for being silent. Do not feel bad because you stopped explaining. Do not feel wrong because you stopped answering every attack. Some people are only uncomfortable with your silence because they were comfortable with your pain. They were comfortable when you were emotional. They were comfortable when you were confused. They were comfortable when you were trying to win their approval, but they are not comfortable with your healing. They are not comfortable with your boundaries. They are not comfortable with your calmness. They are not comfortable with your discipline. That is their problem, not yours. You keep walking, you keep praying, you keep building, you keep healing, you keep letting God work on your heart while He handles what is happening around you. Declare this: I do not need to react to prove that God is fighting for me. And family, this is why you cannot allow their behavior to change your assignment. You still have a life to build. You still have a purpose to walk in. You still have promises over your name. You still have prayers that God is answering. You still have doors that God is preparing. You still have healing that is taking place inside of you. Do not let people who are trying to get a reaction make you forget where God is taking you. That is what distraction does. Distraction makes you focus on what they said instead of what God promised. Distraction makes you focus on who left instead of what God is bringing. Distraction makes you focus on who misunderstood you instead of who God is making you become. But you are not going to miss your next season arguing with people from your last season. You are not going to lose your peace trying to correct every lie. You are not going to lose your focus trying to answer every attack. You are not going to step out of purpose just because someone wants attention. Let them talk. Let them assume. Let them misunderstand. Let them create their own story. You keep your eyes on God. You keep your hands clean. You keep your heart pure. You keep your mouth disciplined. You keep moving forward. Because your silence is not only protecting you from them, your silence is protecting what God is building in you. It is protecting your focus. It is protecting your healing. It is protecting your next level. It is protecting the version of you that cannot afford to keep going backward. Some conversations are sent to drain you. Some people are sent to distract you. But when you recognize the trap, you do not have to fall into it. Declare this: I will not miss my future reacting to people from my past. Now, as this message comes to a close, I want you to receive this deep in your spirit. Be silent, not because you are afraid, not because you are weak, not because you have nothing to say. Be silent because your peace is more powerful than their provocation. Be silent because God is already speaking in places your voice cannot reach. Be silent because the same people trying to pull a reaction out of you are going to reveal themselves when they realize they no longer control you. They wanted your anger, but you gave them silence. They wanted your pain, but you gave them prayer. They wanted your confusion, but you gave them distance. They wanted your reaction, but you gave them maturity. And that is how you know God has been working on you. The old version of you might have responded. The old version might have explained. The old version might have tried to prove everything. But the new version understands that peace is not something you throw away just because someone is uncomfortable with your growth. So stay silent. Let them self-destruct trying to get a response. Let them expose themselves trying to expose you. Let them show their heart while you protect yours. Let them keep reaching for a version of you that no longer exists. You do not have to fight every battle. You do not have to answer every voice. You do not have to defend yourself before people who already decided what they wanted to believe. God sees, God knows, God hears, and God is fighting for you. Declare this: I will be silent. I will hold my peace. I will not react. I will not step out of character. I will not trade my peace for their provocation. God is fighting for me, and my silence is my strength. Now let us pray. Heavenly Father, I come before you in the name of Jesus, lifting up every person listening right now who has been provoked, tested, misunderstood, accused, or pushed by people who wanted a reaction from them. Lord, you saw the moments when they wanted to respond. You saw the messages they wanted to send. You saw the words they wanted to speak. You saw the anger, the pain, the frustration, and the disappointment they carried in silence. But Father, I thank you that silence is not weakness. Silence is wisdom. Silence is obedience. Silence is protection. Silence is maturity. Give them the strength to hold their peace when people try to provoke them. Give them the discipline to stay quiet when their flesh wants to defend itself. Give them the wisdom to recognize bait before they take it. Give them the discernment to see who is trying to pull them out of character. Lord, protect their heart, protect their mind, protect their emotions, protect their peace. Do not let them lose themselves, trying to prove themselves to people who only want conflict. Teach them to walk away without guilt. Teach them to stay silent without fear. Teach them to trust you with their name, their reputation, their pain, and their future. I declare that they will not react, they will not break, they will not explode, they will not step out of character, they will not give the enemy access to their peace. They will stay calm, they will stay prayerful, they will stay covered, they will stay focused, and while they hold their peace, you will fight for them. If this message spoke to you, write in the comments, "My silence is my strength." Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share it with someone who needs to stop reacting and start protecting their peace. May God strengthen your heart, guard your spirit, and give you victory in silence.